Jiggy Vicarja, Fatsigati Bondorn, and I've met this fella here, Jamie, and his daughter Sadie, and we were chatting away, and he was so interesting and had travelled and is involved in our movement, and he's from Ballydehob down there in the beautiful West Cork. I thought I'd ask him to speak to you. So, Jamie, would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you are doing down there and what your views are on the Palestine issue?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm from Manchester originally, and yeah, moved to Ballydehob many years ago now. And yeah, a strong we have a strong cultural um, kind of population of like-minded people, very creative, and with strong views and what I would consider the right views on certain worldly happenings, and yeah, we certainly the war in Palestine has been kind of like a big thing and a big movement down there amongst the local population, with many various protests and yeah, myself, I own a small restaurant called Bud's in Ballydehob, and we've started something recently, or we've agreed to become part of um, this thing that basically we try not to sell any products which is directly associated with Israel. So yeah, we have posters up. We have the flag. We sell all the little key rings and the bangles and the earrings and lots of things to involve the Palestinian flag. And yeah, so the movement of selling not selling products which are directly associated with Israel is a small thing that everyone can do really. But there's also it's not flawless, because if you really try to not sell anything which is associated with Israel, you'll struggle because they have such a tight grip on so many commodities around the world, and it's really difficult to completely kind of eradicate, especially being a small business, which rely on buying stuff from that's manufactured in big companies, drinks and machinery, you know so it is really tricky, but if you can make a small gesture, it makes a big impact. If everybody's doing that, then it makes a big impact. And I think everybody should try a little harder not to buy products which are directly associated with Israel in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely, Jamie, and the BDS movement all over the country. Like I follow them in Craigavon. I hate that word, Craigavon. Actually, we'll have to start a campaign to get that removed. And in Belfast, um, it's so important. It really is, and we are seeing some products being taken off the shelves. But as you say, it's very difficult. But you want to talk a wee bit about what you're involved in, the tides that bind? Do you want to?
Oh yeah, so it's basically in Ballydehob. There's a bar opposite our restaurant, which is called the Levis's Bar, and they've got this wonderful collaboration going on at the moment with the Dukan Centre in Belfast, and it's called the Tides That Bind Us. Really wonderful um collaboration, and it's basically a cultural crossover. And what happens is, there's a big group from the Duncan that are involved in the Duncan um, projects up there. It's mainly centered around the arts, so music and spoken word and this kind of thing. And a big group of them come down to Ballydehob, and and a big group from Ballydehob go up to Belfast, and it's a really amazing, wonderful thing, and it's just showing that kindred spirit and like trying to break down the barriers as such, really, which I find really important all over the world, not just here. It's amazing that we have the same thing in our own country, and yeah,
That's amazing, Jamie. And it's all those small efforts, like that, bringing people together and removing these false narratives about the differences. John Hume said, like, uh, diversity is the very essence of humanity. We're all different, but we've got so much in common. that we should be stronger together and more united, and let's counteract this hate that's rising all over the world. So it was lovely to meet you, Jamie and Sadie, and see you on Palestine, and I'll see you along the road. Slán.